What changes do you need to make in yourself and with your approach to scale your business? Let's say to 10x your business. How do you need to show up differently? How do you need to approach your business differently? The path to, build a business that's sustainable and profitable, that allows you to live a bigger life, a life, without stress and drama of doing transactions all the time, evenings and weekends. That path to business ownership is clear. The question is, are you willing to change your approach and to change how you show up in your business and in your life? Make sure you stick around to the end of the video. I want to give you access to a training I just put together. It's going to detail the 5 steps to go to $1 million GCI and beyond in your real estate business. If you like these videos, give me the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications on so you're the first to know when a new video hits, and leave comments as well. This journey to business ownership and how we need to show up differently. This is my obsession. Everything I do all day long in business, and even when I'm not supposed to be doing business, my brain is thinking about how do we make the journey to business ownership as painless as possible. And it comes down to you shifting yourself and your approach. And here's what I mean by that. If you're sort of just ingrained in traditional methods and traditional success in real estate, that has you selling at the top of your game 1 to 2 homes per month. It does have you working, maybe you get a half day off on a Saturday or Sunday, or maybe you can take 2 or 3 hours to go to a kid's event, late on a Friday. For the most part though, you're attached to your business. You're working most evenings, most weekends, and you're stressed out all the time. You're on vacation and you're doing deals, right? There's not a lot of freedom when it comes to traditional methods and traditional success in the real estate industry. So when you look to make this shift, what needs to change in you and your approach, it's a mindset of business ownership versus doing the technical work of a real estate agent. So just think about all the jobs that a real estate agent does. Let's literally think of all the jobs that a real estate agent does. So, generating leads, I think about, probably social media. I think about marketing brochures if you take a listing, entering listings into MLS, taking photographs, showing homes to buyers, getting a listing, I think I said that, getting a listing into MLS, the MLS remarks, sitting down with sellers and doing listing consultations, transaction coordination, final walkthrough with buyers, going to closings, getting testimonials, running signs and lock boxes, all the different things that we do as real estate agents. The mindset shift and your approach, how you need to shift and your approach comes down to how many of those things earn you the kind of money that you want to make and give you the kind of freedom that you want. There's an agent here locally in my market, top agent, pretty much every weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, pictures of herself on Facebook with her daughter doing an errand for business. So doing a courier activity. There's nothing wrong with it, right? This is the same person. I've done a business growth strategy session with this person, and they've refused to change their mindset and their approach. Yet they're on Facebook saying, hey, training my daughter up to be the next real estate agent, the next best real estate agent in our market. And I'm like, you're training your daughter to be a runner, and there's nothing wrong with being a runner. We need runners. It's a critically important job in a real estate company. Yet you told me in confidence that you're spending 80 hours a work week, that most evenings aren't free, and that you're working pretty much every weekend day. Yet you're not willing to change your approach and your mindset about delegating some tasks that aren't giving you freedom and aren't getting you paid what you want and what you're worth. And so think about what activities happen all week long for you that you could hire someone locally with a license and pay them 15, 20 bucks an hour. And I would argue if you're a top agent or you're running a small team or a large team, I promise you I could put you in activities that can make you $250, $500, $1,000 an hour consistently. Because systems building, marketing systems or sales systems or client care systems or, planning systems or, tracking systems or agent onboarding, recruiting systems, all of that work is multiple thousands of dollars per hour when you install those systems correctly in your business. And so think about where you are, your mindset, and your approach to business. And are there some things that you're spending time on and the way you think about your business that like, hey, it's only gonna take me an hour to go run this out there, or to go do this thing, or to pick up my dry cleaning, or to mow my lawn, or to, go to the grocery store, right? There's only so many hours in a week, and being a real estate agent, if you wanna be a top agent, it's like 80, 90, 100. If there's 10 people on your team, they're each working 50 hours a week, that's 500 hours a week. You could conceivably work 500 hours a week as a real estate agent. The only problem is there's 168 hours in a week. So where are you gonna, how can you do that? You can't possibly do it. And so you've got to think about your business in terms of, yes, these things are important. Yes, they have to be done exactly right all the time. But if you're doing them every day, every week, every month, every quarter, then you've got to build a system and have someone run that system. So I think about this journey from, overwhelmed agent to business owner. And I think of a guy who's a really good friend of mine who spent about 3 years in real estate B school, John and Jennifer Mikish. They were husband, wife team. They were like eyeballs deep into their business, not a lot of freedom, not a lot of financially to show for where they were at. They 4 times their business in about a 3-year period, to the point where they were completely able to remove themselves from their businesses. They spent about 15 months on the road in an RV, and they settled on Bozeman, Montana. They physically moved from just about 30 miles north of Charlotte, North Carolina, which is my market, and they went to Bozeman, Montana after spending a bunch of time on the West Coast, and they actually opened a clean juice franchise out there, and they're just living life on their terms. And this conversation about, what do you have to change in yourself, in your approach, in your mindset? They were willing to have the conversation about like, hey, do you really have to work with buyers? Or Jen, do you really have to be the one putting listings into MLS? Or John, do you really have to be the one that is going on listing appointments? Could there be somebody in your world, or could we attract salespeople into your world, put them, in the right onboarding system, have the right cadence and culture and accountabilities and tracking, the right tools and resources for these agents to be successful. And maybe one of them can take over listings at the right, value-based commission split, so your economic model's on point, so you can be a business owner and have, profit margins that are unheard of in our space. In our space, teams are sometimes earning a single-digit profit margins because it's not set up properly. Because the team leader, before they added leverage in the form of people or expenses, they didn't think through the ramifications of their economic model, right? They didn't change something in their approach. They just looked at what traditionally happened in the real estate industry. They thought they were competing with traditional brokerages. And so it's just this mindset game and a change in how you show up and how you change your approach. Show up today as a leader in your business. Right? An entrepreneur thinks about the vision for their business. And then the manager is the next step down. That manager's building systems, and then they're hiring people to run those systems. And then we do technical work, right? That's straight up E-Myth. There's 3 personalities that live inside of every business owner, and most business owners don't give any time to the visionary and very little time to the manager. The manager is the thing that's going to set you free once the entrepreneur in you sets the vision for the company. So think about where you are in your business journey. And if you're not where you want to be, I invite you to spend a little bit of time with me in a new training that I put together. It's the 5 steps to scale your business to $1 million and beyond in any economic climate without losing your mind and your life in the process. Go to realestatebusinessfreedom.com. That's realestatebusinessfreedom.com. If you like these videos, give me the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and turn your notifications on, and also leave me comments. We'll see you in the next video.